When someone doesn't value you anymore, try this simple trick and watch what happens. What if you could finally stop pouring your precious time and energy into people who consistently fail to see your worth? What if you could step out of the shadows of seeking approval and into the light of commanding genuine respect? Imagine a shift so profound that those who once took you for granted suddenly find themselves facing the stark reality of your absence and regretting it. This isn't about seeking revenge. It's about recognizing your inherent value and restructuring your life around it. It's about standing tall, not asking for permission to be respected, but embodying it so completely that it becomes undeniable. It's about reclaiming your focus, your energy, and your power to build a life on your own terms, dictated by your standards, not the fickle opinions of others. The world often tells you to be agreeable, to bend, to compromise your boundaries for peace. But real respect isn't given to those who shrink. It's earned by those who expand into their full potential, unapologetically. This transformation isn't just about feeling better. It's about fundamentally changing who you are and how you interact with the world. It's about moving from a place of seeking to a place of being. By the end of this, you'll understand the core principle that unlocks this power. Stay till the end, where we will make a step-by-step plan on how to apply this to your life. We put a lot of hours into this animated video, so if you want to support our new channel, please like this video, subscribe and push the notification bell so you don't miss our new videos. Let's begin. Number 1. Stop chasing, start attracting. Chasing approval is like trying to fill a leaky bucket. No matter how much effort you pour in, it's never enough, and you end up depleted. This constant pursuit sends a clear, albeit unconscious message to everyone around you. My worth depends on your opinion. Think about it. When you desperately seek a compliment, validation for your choices, or reassurance from someone, you are handing them the remote control to your self-esteem. They gain power, and you lose it. This dynamic is unattractive because it stems from a place of perceived lack. People are naturally drawn to strength, certainty, and self-possession, not neediness. Society often teaches us from a young age to be people pleasers, to follow the rules, gain the teacher's approval, make parents proud, and later to win over friends, partners, and bosses. This conditioning makes us believe external validation is the key to happiness or success. But it's a false promise. Consider a time you saw someone constantly trying to impress others. Did you feel genuine respect for them, or did it feel a little forced? Now, think about someone quietly confident who seems comfortable in their own skin. That comfort, that lack of needing anything from you, is magnetic. The shift begins internally. It's about changing your primary audience from the world outside to the man in the mirror. Are you proud of your actions? Do you respect your choices? When your inner standard becomes the one that matters most, the chase ends and attraction begins. Number 2, learn their subtle signals. Before you can change the dynamic, you must first see it clearly. Disrespect and being taken for granted don't always arrive with loud alarms. Often, they creep in subtly, like a slow leak. Ignoring these early warnings is common because facing the truth can be painful. It's easier to make excuses for others' behavior or minimize how it makes you feel. But these subtle signals are crucial data points. They tell you exactly how someone perceives your value in their life. What do these signals look like? It could be the friend who is always too busy when you suggest hanging out, but is readily available when they need a favor. It might be the family member who consistently dismisses your opinions or advice, but expects you to listen to theirs. It could be the partner who cancels plans last minute without a genuine apology, or shows a consistent lack of consideration for your feelings or time. Perhaps they interrupt you frequently, talk over you, or simply seem uninterested in what you have to say unless it directly impacts them. These aren't necessarily malicious acts every time, but their pattern reveals a low prioritization of you. You might feel a persistent sense of being an afterthought, of your needs or desires being secondary. Recognizing these patterns requires honesty with yourself. Are you consistently the one initiating, giving, or compromising? Are you left feeling drained, resentful, or invisible after interactions? These feelings are not random. They are responses to the signals you are receiving. Seeing them for what they are is the first step to deciding you deserve better. Did you know that if you are currently watching this video, you are probably a visual learner? Before we get into the next part, wouldn't it be better if you had an app specially designed for visual learners like you? That's exactly what BookWatch offers. We have animated book summaries of the best non-fiction and Stoicism books like The Daily Stoic, The Obstacle is the Way, and many more. You can watch animated videos like the one you are currently watching and also ask our AI how to specifically apply each book to your life. Check out the BookWatch app in the first link in the description below. Now, let's continue. Number 3. Master the art of withdrawal. When you realize someone isn't valuing you, the instinct might be to try harder, to prove your worth. But the most effective action is often the opposite: intentional withdrawal. This is not about playing games or being passive-aggressive. It's a strategic reallocation of your most valuable resources: your time, your energy, and your presence. When you are constantly available, constantly giving, constantly initiating, your value decreases in the other person's eyes because there is no perceived risk of losing you. Your presence becomes expected, like the air they breathe, essential but often unnoticed until it's gone. Stepping back creates a void. It allows the other person to experience the absence of your energy and contribution. For someone who has taken you for granted, this absence can be a powerful, albeit sometimes delayed, wake-up call. It forces them to see what your presence actually provided, but the true power of stepping back is what it does for you. By redirecting your energy inward, you stop the drain. You stop investing in a losing proposition. This space allows you to reconnect with yourself, remember your own value, and begin investing in areas of your life that actually yield returns: your goals, your growth, your well-being. When you step back, you are not waiting for them to notice. You are choosing yourself. And that self-respect is the foundation from which genuine attraction and respect flow. Number 4. Build your inner fortress. Where does genuine strength come from? Not from dominating others, but from cultivating an unshakable core within yourself. This is your inner fortress, built through intentional self-investment. In a world that constantly pulls you in different directions and judges you by external metrics, investing in yourself is an act of rebellion and self-preservation. It means dedicating time and energy to your physical health, your mental clarity, your emotional resilience, and your personal growth. When was the last time you focused solely on improving yourself, not to impress anyone else, but simply because you believe you are worth the effort? Many men prioritize work, relationships, or external achievements above their own fundamental well-being. They run on empty, burning out, and then wonder why they feel unfulfilled or resentful. Investing in yourself sends a powerful message: I am my top priority. This isn't selfish, it's foundational. It's hitting the gym not just for muscles, but for the discipline and mental toughness it builds. It's reading books that expand your perspective or teach you new skills. It's spending time in solitude to understand your own thoughts and feelings. It's pursuing hobbies and passions that light you up, independent of anyone else's interest. Every act of self-investment is a brick in your inner fortress. It strengthens your foundation, increases your capacity, and generates a quiet confidence that doesn't need external validation. When you are solid within yourself, the shifting sands of others' opinions lose their power over you. Number 5. Define your lines clearly. Think of boundaries not as barriers, but as a clear instruction manual for how others should treat you. Without them, you are essentially giving permission for people to walk anywhere they please across your personal space, time, and energy. Setting boundaries is a fundamental act of self-respect. It communicates your standards and expectations for interactions. Many men avoid setting boundaries because they fear conflict, disappointing others, or being seen as difficult or demanding. They prioritize keeping the peace, even when that peace comes at the expense of their own well-being and dignity. But silence in the face of disrespect doesn't preserve relationships. It erodes your self-worth and teaches others that their behavior is acceptable. How do you start setting boundaries? First, identify what is non-negotiable for you. What behaviors are unacceptable? What are you no longer willing to tolerate? This could be anything from constant lateness, last-minute cancellations, intrusive questions, disrespectful language, or ignoring your feelings. Second, communicate these boundaries calmly and clearly, without aggression or excessive explanation. A simple, "I'm not available at that time," or "I'm not comfortable discussing that," or "Please speak to me respectfully," is often sufficient. Third, and most importantly, enforce your boundaries with action. If someone repeatedly violates a boundary after it's been communicated, there must be a consequence. This isn't punishment, it's reinforcing your standard. If a friend continues to cancel last minute, you might stop making plans with them. If a colleague constantly disrespects your time, you might limit your availability to them. Enforcing boundaries can be challenging, and you may lose people who benefited from your lack of boundaries. But those who respect you will adjust, and those who don't reveal themselves as people you might be better off without. Number 6. Let your life speak. While stepping back involves withdrawing from certain interactions, let your life speak is about ensuring that when you are present or when people hear about you, they see a man living a life of purpose and integrity. Your actions, your focus, and the energy you radiate become your most powerful communicators. Instead of trying to convince people of your worth, you live in a way that demonstrates it. This is the positive side of the absence effect. When you stop centering your life around chasing external approval or reacting to others' behavior, you free up immense energy. Where does that energy go? Into building something meaningful. It goes into your work, your health, your passions, your relationships with those who genuinely value you, and your contribution to the world. When people see you focused, disciplined, and moving forward on your own path, it is inherently compelling. You become an anchor of stability and purpose in a chaotic world. This isn't about performing for an audience. It's about the quiet satisfaction of pursuing excellence in your own life. When you are genuinely engaged in building something bigger than yourself, whether it's a career, a creative project, or a stronger version of yourself, your presence carries a different weight. People sense your direction and dedication. They see a man who is not easily swayed by external opinions because his internal compass is calibrated. Your focused, purposeful life becomes an undeniable statement of your value, a statement far louder and more convincing than any words you could use to try and prove yourself. Number 7. Confidence is quiet strength. True confidence is not the loudest voice in the room, it is the most grounded. It doesn't need validation or applause because it is an internal state of being, a deep-seated belief in your own capabilities and worth. Many mistake arrogance or bravado for confidence. Arrogance is often a mask for insecurity, a desperate attempt to appear strong. Real confidence is calm, steady, and self-assured. It allows you to listen more than you speak, to remain calm under pressure, and to admit when you are wrong without feeling diminished. Where does this quiet strength come from? It's built brick by brick through facing challenges, keeping promises to yourself, and developing competence in various areas of your life. Every time you set a goal, work towards it, and achieve it, no matter how small, you deposit a coin in your confidence bank. Every time you face a fear and act despite it, you strengthen your belief in your own resilience. It's not about being fearless, it's about acting with fear. It's about the integrity of aligning your actions with your values, even when it's difficult. A man who is confident in who he is doesn't need to boast or seek external approval. He knows his worth not because others tell him, but because he has proven it to himself through consistent effort and self-honesty. This inner certainty is palpable. People feel it, they are drawn to it, and they respect it because it is authentic. Building this confidence is an ongoing practice, focusing on self-improvement, skill development, and facing discomfort, knowing that each challenge overcome strengthens your inner core. Number 8. Stop over-explaining yourself. Think about the last time someone questioned you and you launched into a lengthy justification. Perhaps you declined an invitation and felt the need to provide a detailed list of reasons. Maybe you made a decision, and when challenged, you defended it with excessive rationale. This habit of over-explaining is a common tell of insecurity. It stems from a fear that your simple no, your preference, or your decision isn't enough on its own, that it requires external approval or understanding to be valid. When you over-explain, you signal that your boundaries, your choices, or your feelings are up for debate. You invite people to challenge you further because you've implied that their acceptance of your position is necessary. A man who knows his worth doesn't feel the need to dissect and justify every decision or boundary. His position is simply, "This is what works for me," or "This is my standard," or "I'm not available." There's a quiet finality to it. This isn't about being stubborn or dismissive. It's about respecting your own right to make choices without requiring external validation. Consider the difference between "I can't come because I'm really swamped with work," then "I have this other thing and I'm feeling a bit tired," and simply "I'm not available." The second statement is clear, respectful of your time, and doesn't open the door for negotiation or judgment of your reasons. Breaking this habit requires conscious practice. The next time you feel the urge to over-explain, pause. Deliver your simple, clear statement. Then embrace the silence. It might feel awkward at first, but with practice, you'll realize that the world doesn't require your lengthy justifications. Your choices within your own life are valid because they are yours. Number 9. Release what holds you. Look around at the people in your life. Be brutally honest with yourself. Who is adding to your life and who is consistently draining it? Who celebrates your wins and supports your growth, and who subtly, or not so subtly, undermines you, dismisses your efforts, or only reaches out when they need something? These draining relationships, whether friendships, family ties, or even romantic partnerships, are dead weight. They consume your energy, time, and emotional bandwidth, leaving you with less to invest in yourself and the people who genuinely uplift you. Holding on to toxic or unsupportive relationships out of obligation, fear of loneliness, or hope that things will change is a form of self-sabotage. It's like trying to run a race with heavy chains around your ankles. You can't reach your potential while carrying that burden. Cutting people off is difficult. It can bring guilt, confrontation, and the pain of loss, even if the relationship was unhealthy. But sometimes, the most courageous and self-respecting act is to create distance or walk away entirely from people who consistently harm your well-being or prevent your growth. This doesn't always mean a dramatic confrontation. It can be a gradual process of setting firm boundaries, reducing contact, and prioritizing interactions with those who respect and value you. Releasing dead weight isn't cruel. It's necessary self-preservation and an act of making space for healthier connections. When you stop tolerating disrespect and emotional depletion, you signal to the universe and to yourself that you are ready for relationships that nourish and support the man you are becoming. Number 10. Direct your energy inward. Your attention is a limited, precious resource. Where you direct it determines the quality of your life and the speed of your progress. If your focus is constantly fragmented, worrying about what others think, dwelling on past slights, reacting to every minor drama, or seeking external validation, your energy is bleeding outwards, leaving you depleted and stuck. Reclaiming your focus is fundamentally about recognizing that the only truly controllable territory is your own inner world and your own actions. The opinions, behaviors, and choices of others are outside your sphere of direct control. Spending mental energy on them is a losing game. Instead, consciously redirect that energy inward. Focus on your goals, your personal development, your health, your work, your creative pursuits, and your relationships with people who reciprocate your investment. Think of your mind like a garden. You can either let weeds of worry, external validation seeking, and reaction take over, or you can diligently cultivate the plants you want to grow. Discipline, skill, purpose, peace. This requires conscious effort. It means catching yourself when your mind drifts towards external validation or worrying about someone else's opinion, and deliberately pulling your focus back to what is within your control: your next action, your current task, your breath. By consistently directing your mental and emotional energy towards building your own life, you starve the external dramas that used to consume you and fuel the engine of your own growth and fulfillment. Number 11. Embrace calm detachment. Detachment often gets a bad reputation, sounding cold or uncaring. But true detachment, especially for a man seeking respect and inner peace, is the ability to engage fully in life, in work, relationships, and pursuits, without being emotionally enslaved by the outcomes or the opinions of others. It's about doing your best because it aligns with your standards, not because you need a specific result or reaction to feel okay. Imagine pouring your heart into a project, a relationship, or a goal. The detached approach means you are fully invested in the process, the effort, and aligning with your values, but your inner peace is not held hostage by whether you succeed, whether they stay, or whether the world applauds. This doesn't mean you don't care. It means your well-being isn't dependent on external factors. This kind of detachment is liberating. It frees you from the constant anxiety of what if, and allows you to act from a place of strength and clarity, rather than fear or desperation. It enables you to navigate setbacks without crumbling and to interact with people, even difficult ones, without losing your emotional center. Developing this detachment involves recognizing that you are not your results, you are not others' opinions of you, and your worth is not tied to external circumstances. It's built by practicing mindfulness, focusing on the present moment and your actions within it, rather than getting lost in anxieties about the future or regrets about the past. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing that whatever happens outside of you, you have the inner resources to handle it and remain whole. Number 12, walk your own path. This is the culmination of everything. Commanding respect, living unapologetically, and creating a life on your terms all boil down to one thing: taking full ownership of your path and walking it with conviction. You are the architect of your destiny, not a passenger in someone else's vehicle. For too long, many men live lives prescribed by others: parents, peers, societal expectations. They make choices based on what they should do rather than what truly resonates with their deepest values and aspirations. Dominating your own path means consciously choosing your direction, defining your own version of success, which may look entirely different from anyone else's, and aligning your daily actions with that vision. It requires courage to deviate from the expected route, to say no to opportunities that don't fit, and to pursue goals that may not be immediately understood or supported by everyone around you. It's about making decisions based on your internal compass, not external pressure. This doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means building a support system of people who encourage your authenticity and growth. It means being disciplined enough to put in the work required to make your vision a reality, even when it's difficult or lonely. When you are clearly and confidently walking your own path, you radiate a sense of purpose and self-determination that is profoundly respectable. You become an example of what it means to live authentically. You are no longer defined by what others think or expect, but by the life you are actively creating day by day, choice by choice. Here is a step-by-step plan on how to apply this to your life. Step 1. Identify the drains. Take out a notebook or open a document. List the people, situations, or habits where you feel you are consistently overgiving, seeking validation, or being taken for granted. Be honest and specific. Note how these interactions make you feel. Step 2. Choose one area to focus. Don't try to change everything at once. Select one person or situation from your list where you feel the most drain, or where making a change feels most manageable as a starting point. Step 3. Define your boundary or change in behavior. For the area you chose, what specific change will you make? Will you stop initiating contact as often? Will you say no to a specific type of request? Will you communicate a clear boundary about their behavior? Write down exactly what the new boundary or action will be. Keep it simple and clear. Step 4. Plan your self-investment. What is one concrete action you will take this week solely to invest in yourself? This could be dedicating 30 minutes to exercise, reading for an hour, working on a personal project, or spending time on a hobby. Schedule it into your week and commit to it. Step 5. Practice mindful focus and detachment. Throughout your day, catch yourself when your mind drifts to worrying about external opinions or dwelling on draining interactions. When you notice this, gently but firmly redirect your focus back to your current task, your self-investment activity, or simply your breath. Practice calm detachment by observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment and without letting them dictate your actions or peace of mind. Remind yourself that your worth is not tied to external outcomes. Step 6. Implement and observe. Put your plan into action. Set the boundary, reduce the contact, make the self-investment, practice the focus. Observe what happens. How do you feel? How do others react? There may be pushback or discomfort, but stay consistent with your new behavior. Step 7. Reflect and adjust. At the end of the week, review your experience. What was challenging? What felt empowering? Did you stick to your plan? Adjust your approach as needed. This is an iterative process. Step 8. Expand gradually. Once you feel comfortable with the changes you've made in one area, choose another person or situation from your initial list and repeat the process. Continue adding layers of self-investment, boundary setting, and focus redirection as you build your inner fortress and walk your path with greater conviction. This plan is your starting point. The power is now in your hands. If you liked this video and you want to support our new channel, please like this video, subscribe, and push the notification bell so you don't miss our new videos.